In this part, we'll expand the last example in which we have added two numbers. So we have a class called as add. In this class, I have two variables now, three variables, num1, num2, and num3. So I'm assigning the value of num1 as 5, num2 as 6, and then I'm calling a method called as sum. In that, I will add two numbers, which is num1 and num2, and the output will get stored in this result. And then you're printing obj.result. Simple, right? But this time what I will do is, instead of assigning a value here, what I can do is I can just pass those values here. So 5 and 6. Now since we are passing the values, that means we are passing parameter to your methods. We need to accept those parameters. So the format or the type of these values is int. So we have to write int, will say n1 comma n2. So we have this two variables here, n1 and n2. So the value of 5 will be there in n1 and the value of 6 will be there in n2. Now before adding this two, what we can do is we can assign those values here. So we'll say num1 equal to n1 and num2 is equal to n2. And then we can add this two, which is num1 and num2, and the output gets stored in this result, and then you can print this result in this way. Now this is one way of passing values to methods, or this is one way of calling a method by passing parameters. Now if you can see here, we can do one more modification. Now instead of printing the value here, we can just take it out. We'll say cut, and we can directly print the value here, so that we don't need to use this object. We can simply say result is result, and this time this result is here. So from here we can simply say add obj equal to new add, and then we'll say it's obj.sum 5, 6, and then we are passing the value 5, 6 here in n1 and n2. Then we are assigning n1 to num1, n2 to num2, and then we are finding the result and we are printing it, right? And now if I run this code, so we'll say run as Java application, the output is result is 11, right? Now what we can do is we can even expand this example to work with, we can create three methods here. First, to accept the values, instead of assigning the values inside sum, we can create a method called as, let's say, assignment or any method, and then we can call this statement in sum, and we can print using another method. That we'll do in the next part.